Hi, this is Reese. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have a card tutorial, and this card was so much fun to make. When I designed it, I really wanted to create something that had a lot of action, also have a positive message. I'm very excited to share with you how I made this card. For this card, I used two stamp sets. One of them is called Take Action, and it has great sentiments. It has 7 stamps, and of course it has a matching die set that you can buy as a bundle. And for this card, I used 3 of these stamps. I used Be Kind, Have Courage, and Be You. The next stamp set is called So Fresh, and I used the triangle on the bottom left to create the background. So it's always fun to find different ways to use a stamp set. And just as a reminder, all the dimensions for the card base and panels that I'm using in this card will be listed in my post on my website, AnnaReese.com. And all the supplies that I'm using here will be listed in the video description below. And I begin the card by creating the background. For this, I use the triangle from the So Fresh set, and I will be using one of my favorite colors that we carry. It's called Cool Pool, and I will be doing a tone on tone, meaning same color of ink on the same color cardstock. I like using this technique for background since it gives enough color to create the image on the background, but it's subtle enough that it will not distract from the main image that you will place above. And before we continue to the next step, which is stamping my sentiments, I want to make sure that the image that I just stamped is completely dry. I will be embossing those sentiments, so I want to make sure that everything else is dry so my embossing powder won't stick on the background images. So here I use the clear pigment ink to stamp the sentiments. And after this, I will be adding white embossing powder. And then using the heat gun, I will be melting the powder. And right before that, I check to make sure that the powder did not stick to any other areas. And if you do happen to have extra areas with powder, just use a paintbrush or something with a fine point just to clean up around your sentiment. Next, I will be working on the main sentiment, and I want to be sure that nothing else sticks to the background. So in this case, I am using the colorless blender Pan Pastel just to make sure that I remove any static so the embossing powder won't stick to anything but the area that I'm stamping. So my sentiment of VU is stamped with clear pigment ink, and I will be adding gold embossing powder, and then with the heat gun I will be melting the powder, and the sentiment will be ready. And to cut the sentiment out, I will be using our circle dies. These dies have 5 cutting dies and 5 piercing dies. So it's a great value, and you get to use both of them together or separate to create different designs. In this case, I will be showing you how if you put a piercing element right inside of the cutting die, then your cutout piece has a nice design around the edge. I will also be using the piercing dies to create interest on the background piece by just adding pierced designs around the edges. And to do that, all I did was put the piercing dies in different patterns. You can use 2 or even 3 circles inside of each other, or just 1. It's up to you. It's a fun technique. It adds a lot to your background piece, And once again, it's a great value to have these dies with the piercing element. And by the way, this is our platinum machine. I really love using this machine because it has a wide base. You could fit an entire 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so you don't need to do any pre-cutting to run your dies through. You can do several pieces at the same time, so it definitely comes in handy. And this machine also comes in our starter kit if you decide to become a Fun Stamper Journey coach. So if you have any questions about that, send me a message and I can give you more details. And now that the background piece is done, I will continue working on the sentiment. I decided to use our brand new gold mirror paper. We also carry this one in silver. Using 2 of the circle dies, I form a ring and I will run it through. And you can save the circle inside for a future project. And we will just be using the ring to put right behind the sentiment. And here you will see me folding our machine, which is one of the nice features for easy storage. My plates are a little worn out in the machine, so some of the areas are a little warped, and that's why a lot of the tiny little pieces didn't quite come out. But using my bloom tool, I'm able to very easily just pop them out of the paper. So I will be ordering a new set of plates soon. Now that I have it cut out, I will be adhering the ring and the sentiment using small foam squares. I wanted the circles to kind of come off of the background panel a little bit. So whatever's left outside, I will be turning the paper over and just cutting any of the excess out. And to add a little bit more embellishment, I am using our Simply Gold Journey Tape. This washi tape is awesome. I'm using the one in the middle with the arrows. It's white and gold. And I thought that it would match perfectly with the ring and also with the embossed sentiment. But I just wanted to use one of the lines of arrows. So I'm just cutting the tape in half and removing any extra of the white space around the arrow with the shears. And the shears come in perfectly because the tape does not stick to them, so they are the perfect tool to use for this project. I used a couple of strips just to come up with 5 of these arrows, and any excess I tucked it behind the background piece. And I'm super excited to finally get to use our brand new Fashion Gold embellishments. I've been wanting to use them, but I have not had an opportunity to do so. So here I choose 3, 1 of the larger ones and 2 of the small ones. And I thought that was the perfect last touch for the embellishments for the card. And of course they're golden, so they match with the rest of the card perfectly. I use our tape runner to adhere the background piece to the card base. And as a final touch, I will be using a dried baby wipe just to polish the mirror paper and get rid of some of the fingerprints on it. And that's it. This completes the project. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I really liked how the card came out. I love the message behind the card and also the color combination. If you're interested in purchasing any of these items, please visit my webpage, annareese.com, and there you will find a post with more information about this tutorial and also a link to my store so you can purchase your items. Next time you're on Facebook, come and visit my page, and you will find more information on new products and events. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please leave a message below or email me to annareese@annareese.com. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time.